Judy, thank you for being a part of this conversation and sharing your heart and experience with Scarlet Road. Would you share just a little bit in your words what you feel like Scarlet Road, what kind of work that they do, and why does that matter for Kitsap County and the people of PBF?
Well, Scarlet Road is a nonprofit organization that helps minister to women who are trying to leave or have decided to leave the dark culture of sexual exploitation and trafficking. And they also help with kind of navigate that path of what that means and what it entails to actually move on from there. And so much of it is helping them through that process, mentoring them, setting up sort of a path for them to heal. The other thing that that Scarlet Road does is it helps educate in the community, first responders. They're in almost all of the middle school and high schools now, and that's the outreach part of the equation that is really necessary, because it's out there. It's in Kitsap County, and it's hard to even fathom that it exists here, but it does. And one of the three founders of the organization actually does come from what they call the life, and she was in Bremerton and danced at, down in Gorst. We always think it's in these large cities a ways away from us because we don't want to admit that it's in our backyard, but it is here. And
when you first started to engage with Scarlet Road, were you surprised as to the magnitude of how it is present in Kitsap County, or was that something that was on your radar?
Oh, no. I would have had no clue. When I resigned from PBF a couple years ago, I just decided I really wanted to pursue something different, something beyond like a Bible study or getting together with friends, something that would be out of my comfort zone. And I felt there was just this calling to do something like that. And not to say that it was easy, because it's definitely different for me. And when I met with them after you fill out this application and go through the process, and they asked where you would like to volunteer and what's available and what they need help in. And they did need help in what they call a drop-in center, which is a day room, they call it, which PBF painted as one of the projects for Kitsap. They have a couple of times a week where the people that are in the program can drop in, have coffee, bring their kids, bring a baby, play a game, work on a puzzle, do whatever they want to do, work on the computers that are available for them, just chat and talk with them. I said, well, I'll try that. But I was nervous, to say the least, because as most people that know me realize that I'm pretty conservative in my dress, in my style, in my views. And so I thought, oh, am I going to come across as judgmental? How am I going to just act like I'm accepting these people, that are in this, have come from this type of life that I know nothing about. And I hope that I can appear like I'm genuine and care about them. And
you were so vulnerable in the pieces that you felt could be barriers in you being a part of the day, the drop-in, and but still you were brave, right? There had to be a lot of courage there to step out in that.
All along, I have been really, like, my husband and I both feel like pretty strongly against. We haven't had a hard time with tattoos, right? So one of the people in the organization, anyone who knows this person knows who I'm talking about, but she has lots of tattoos. And it's kind of like, it was really like sort of off-putting to me initially, and I'll just be very honest with that. But then when I kind of learned more about like why she has the tattoos, and like she can get in the door of any place because it's more of an acceptance by a different clientele than I'm used to being around. And so it's an open door for her. And it's kind of like oh yeah, we know that she's safe to be around, and because she has this or something, or it's a way to talk about your ministry because maybe you have verses on your arms or something, or like what it's depicting, the picture. So like that was one thing that kind of made me nervous, just because it's different. For most of my friends don't have them, at least that I know of. So one thing that's happened is that my heart has been softened toward like some of these
Mm.
areas. These people are just like you and I. They've just had a different road that they've taken in their lives. But it's not to say that they're not wanting to get, move on from there.
How do you feel like you've seen God at work?
My heart is definitely softened to not being as critical or judgmental about people in general, and certainly not this group of individuals. Like it's really easy to think, oh, why would they do this, and why on earth are they even interested in getting into this lifestyle? Well, it was never really a choice. I mean, there's steps along the way that it somehow happens, but I don't think any of them would ever choose that this is what they really wanted to do in their life. It just unfortunately happened.
Thank you, Judy, for your time and your heart and all that you're doing. And also, too, I just really appreciate your openness and availability for people to ask questions. And I think your honesty helps the others to ask honest questions. And
Right.
I appreciate that so much.